Hey everyone, what is the crack? Today we have a very exciting box here on the table. This is the ProSim Sequential shifter. They're back in stock. Digitalmotorsports.com just got some in and they sent me one, so I get to unbox it, share that experience with you, use it for the next couple of weeks, and we can all dream of what it's like to own one of these devices. Let's unbox it. Here we go, let's get this unboxed. These are usually extremely well packaged. As you guys would have seen a couple of weeks ago, I actually had the H shifter in. I haven't gotten around to testing that yet, but this one is pretty exciting. Here we go. So they always do this kind of foam packaging, which is really just keeps it in place very, very tightly. Here we go. Look at this thing. You guys see that there? Let's get it out of the box. It's just the weight of it is amazing. Let's get the bits out of the box. There we go. So this is what comes in the box. We've got some what's most likely mounting hardware. Let's open that up. We've got a USB cable. Here we go, this is like a little extension for the shifter. What else have we got in there? That's it. So that's all you get in that packet, these two. It's very nicely packaged with their own ProSim tape and stuff. It's just a very high-end product. You can see Quaife, the Quaife logo on the plastic as well. Their association with Quaife can't be overlooked. Quaife, of course, making some of the best real racing products in the world, so that's pretty cool. Let's try to keep this bag as intact as possible because I do have to give this all back at some stage. There we go. Oh my god, look at this thing. Wow. Okay, here we go. So that's the inside that you guys can see. This is like a kind of a wheel that turns when you actually shift. It's too heavy to... There we go. Can you guys hear that all right? That's, yeah, that's pretty tough. So here we go. There's like a little plug in here. I think that's for the actual lockout mechanism, which I don't have, so I won't be able to test that. I can see already, so these are all kind of hand assembled and put together. I can see a little bit of wear just under here. It's nothing major, but I can see that it has been kind of used, if not just for a sanity check. This is probably just to change the resistance on it, so we'll see how that all works. And we've got power and USB here. There's no power cable with it, so it will be interesting to see what exactly those power connections actually do. Not 100% sure, but we'll figure all that out. How good does that sound? So it seems that if you want to actually raise this part, you can install this on it and you can have it up higher. We'll see how it offers up to my rig. I think this height will probably actually suit me quite well. I'm not sure if there's a difference between mounting it one way or the other. So you could have it facing away from you like this, or you could have it under you like that. So we'll see how that sits on my rig, and I'll try both configurations. You can see on the side here, ProSim and Quaife logos. It's just the quality is sensational and it really is beautiful. So you can see on here there are lots of these threaded holes. That is most likely for the connection that sits on here and goes through the actual lever, which allows you to lock out or prevent the changing of gears when the simulator doesn't allow it. So like with some cars you'll have things like you need to blip the throttle before you can actually engage the gear. That's a real life characteristic of the likes of a dog box or whatever, whereas with a normal gearbox you would have a clutch like your normal car. You would have like synchro meshes, and you would need to find that exact bite point. With a dog box it's a lot more rough, it's a lot more kind of rough and ready, but you do need to leave off the throttle slightly, depending, it could be upshift, downshift, but that module does allow for that. Now I don't actually have that module, and that's not what I'm going to be reviewing. I'm going to be reviewing this model, but this is just extremely exciting. I'm going to go get this mounted up on the rig. So the goal is to most likely put it here somewhere. Now you can see my other shifter is a little bit in the way, and when I'm sitting in the rig, ideally I will be able to use both of these. So my head shifter right now is in a fairly ideal position. I'd like to be able to use the sequential as well. So what I might need to do is just mount it beside here somewhere. So despite these being quite a high-end product, and despite, I mean, in general you're expected to mount this to an 80/20 profile rig like I have right now. In fact, that's one of the main reasons I got a rig like this, was to mount hardware like this. But despite those kind of restrictions, you don't actually get any of this mounting hardware with it. So you can see me using some T-slot nuts just because I just don't have any nuts for the lower section here. So I just don't have any nuts to actually connect this into, but this will do for now until I get to run to the hardware shop. Doesn't need to be too tight for now. Okay, straighten it up slightly and just see if I can actually. So I want it back a little bit so that I have a little bit of space. There we go. So now we'll just fasten up this little bit here. Now, I do think that if I was using this setup as an exclusive sequential setup, I would probably have it a bit more forward, and I might actually use that extension to make that lever a little bit longer, just to get that rally car or that supercar type close proximity to the steering wheel. But having it down here for now means that I'll still be able to use my head shifter, and it should suffice for now. I may end up changing it, and when I release my actual review, you probably will see this in a different position. This is just an initial example of how to mount it and where it might fit with your existing head shifter and your handbrake. So that's nice. So as you can all probably hear, it kind of echoes through my aluminium frame quite a bit, so it's super loud, really, really loud. Maybe we can reduce the resistance a bit and get rid of a little bit of that noise, because that is probably going to be a little bit unpleasant for the other people in the house. But as far as imitating the real deal, I mean, that feels really good. See that push through and that click, it's pretty amazing. As you push it through the gears, there's like a little wheel in here, and there's a loaded ball bearing that goes in between cogs, and as you move it, it just pushes that out. So you can adjust this A size 23 just to loosen this nut. Loosen this top nut, there we go. Then that should allow us to loosen this with a screwdriver. There we go. Loosen that out a bit. Let's just test that. So there's a lot less resistance there. Let's see how far. And obviously, there we go, it's just a lot less resistance. You still get quite a lot of noise from it, but it's not as bad as it was. But obviously the more hardcore racers will have it nice and heavy. But yeah, that's just a quick demo of how you might adjust this. Let's tighten that up again and I'll put it through its paces. The rest of it you're gonna probably see in the actual review. So there we go, that's mounted up to the rig. Over the next couple of weeks I'm going to be focusing on using stuff like the Aussie V8 supercars, the Skip Barber, anything that uses a sequential gearbox. I'm going to have a massive focus on rally as well. I do a lot of rallying leagues. I'm going to see how this affects the cars that I use, the cars which obviously use a sequential, and just see how much it actually adds to my experience, because I do already have shifters. I have H shifters which change to sequential shifters. This is a standalone dedicated shifter. This is a dream piece of equipment made by massive brands. Thanks again digitalmotorsports.com for actually providing this unit. They have lots of them in stock right now. If you are looking for one, I've put a link at the top of the description below. I can't wait to try this thing out. Chat to you later.